How's Harogas? Today we are going to do X-Plan. The release of 2000 Unisoya is an extraordinary, the dimension of adventure comedy, whose names are in 5 high schools of Prairie. Students who studied more than 1,000 years ago were eliminated. On the way to the city of gold, all the forests in the world are Vankar jungles. Arrive in the golden city of Amazon where they are located. If it's there, all the taxis are there. Must arrive. In fact, those people in Jincheng are their cities. Hide from the people on the ground like their villages. None of the outsiders' men secretly took their gold. What can be brought? Then let's stop talking to those 5 friends. Let's turn around. Hurry Jincheng more than 1,000 years ago. From exploration to search. We saw 2 children at the beginning of the mouth. Their pets are playing anime. Among them, Maddie's name is Dora, and the boys are both of them. Kakin it's their pet monkey, and its name is Boots. Then took Donna's mother there to win research and development. Clothes are going to be rolled into the hole because Deo Hair is in Bartown. Yoha has been listening in the city since now. They both feel distressed. Actually, it's in Donner. Stay outside in a jungle, and then at dinner time in the evening. In the corridor of their house, they saw a map called Palma Leaves. Pato Diego then asked what Palpaya meant. Then Dora's father began to tell them that the leaves were hurricanes change over time in a golden city. Some explorers tried to find it a few years ago, but they didn't find it, and neither did Donald's mother Barbara. Began to look for cities in the jungle. Ask him if he really threw gold there. Dora's father said that gold was consumed so much in that town, whether the whole world doesn't have it. Then Dora said, what would happen if we found the city? It is Dora who can leave us the gold left there. Mother said he couldn't put a gold on them, because they are Rajahart of any seeker. Harley Yaya has found everything. It is a human being on the earth. What brought the Fran was their treasure, basically. Their occupation was then that morning with G and his mom and dad. Moved to the city. Then there is the Shins shooting in the movie. 10 years later, again. We saw Dora chasing some rusty elephants. A white man rushed to their front and ran, and that's all he did. The cave has never seen this jungle before. After that, she had a book. Write some ancient things on the cave wall and insert them into it at the same time. Don't see? Everything she doesn't understand belongs to her. Take out a book and see what those words are. Just then, he suddenly found himself going down to catch. No one saw him before he looked. The road ahead is broken and he is doing well nearby. If you look at it, you can see that there are thousands of years by the roadside, ever since the old statue walked there on any road. That's why I decided to cross Lafitte, and she's a vault. But unfortunately, he walked under there. She told the board to call her parents here because you can't go out of here alone and then dollar mom and dad. The postman and the idol who lived there moved to their quarters. Come on, they set him free. Look at him behind you. Let Padora sit and look at the map. There it goes. Arriving at the original map of Palma Leaves, and she was very happy. Go to her, because they finally found the map, but she can see it. Her parents weren't so happy at the time. On that map, the bird's nest of their house was noticed by the twins. Matchmaker Dinadro understands who her parents are. Olardi Palma pulls the leaves out of the yard. Tora will then go to her father's yard with them. Mom told her if someone woke this up, then she is also very strong. No one can get gold back from there. We just want to explore Zagata because there is no one before that. If you can't explore Zagata, go with Dora and them. He wanted to, but his parents urged him to go. His mother, tell him you spent so much time with us in the jungle. Sit with the deer family for a while. It also becomes obligatory to make some new friends at school. Dura came to the busy life in the small town before being in the jungle of Dura. He was hit, so the animals and birds in the jungle were his friends. When, how, and who to talk to, she didn't know she had met her Cajun life. Shweta was very happy and had grown quite big. He had forgotten his childhood days, so he didn't care much about Dora. The next morning they go to school, and there they call her Semi, a girl named Semi who wanted to save the rainforest. Dora knew all the work because she lived in the jungle, so she started naming many trees. What I saw made me very surprised, and then Dora met someone whose name was a little silly Rendish, but he had a special ability, and we'll know what that is in a while in class. During class, the teacher asked a question about Dora and her knowledge. She knew the history, geography, everything. Everyone in the class was very surprised, and they kept looking at her. Dora's parents go out to search for clues under the name. They had gone to a place in Africa. The patients would communicate with Dora and inform her. They now know where they are, but for some days her parents didn't receive any calls. One day there was a party at school. Dora comes to the party wearing a dress made of needles. She starts dancing openly there. The children laughed at her. None wanted to dance with her, but in the end, she gets angry and yells there, "Why can't you leave your jungle world? This city won't work your way." Dora is hurt by such talk, and she cries all the way home. Her grandmother consoles her there. The next day they are taken to a museum from school. There the children are divided into groups of 4. Told to find the most ancient rumor, they will get extra 2 points. All children form groups and give Later, only 4 militants altogether didn't want to do semi-RD willingly. Even if they stayed, the 4 of them formed a group that was separate. Being separate, they started looking for something ancient with Dora. Dora met a woman who said she has some old things, but they are kept in the basement below. If you want, I can show you all that. Dora listens to her, takes her friends to that basement, but it was a plan to kidnap at night. There was a person named Powell. The person was looking for the same place in Opara, which Dora's parents had gone to. The rest of Dora's friends, scared, they hide in a place. They are all forced to keep their friends with them. They are taken to such a place which they didn't recognize. Then Dora tells everyone, "Surely my parents are looking for me. They have caught me so that I can tell my parents' whereabouts." I hear this. I get very angry. She says, "Why have you brought me here forcibly? I want to go home." At that time, a person named Chento comes there. He frees them by breaking the box door with a lotus. Says, "I am your parents, dear friend. I was looking for the same dubious place with them, but have not been in contact with them for the past 2 weeks. I have their book," so the kids believe his words. All the kids stealthily follow behind Alessandro, reach a factory. There a fox takes out the match from Dora's bag, which had all the information about the transfer. Those people are coming here. Actually, Alejandro escapes with the kids in a car. They hide in the middle of a huge field so that the hunters don't find them. Dora trusts Alejandro, seeing her father's book. She decides she will find her parents. Perhaps her parents are in some trouble. Who says you are my little sister? I will not leave you alone. I will also go with you. To all of it, everyone enters a jungle, and after going some distance, upon seeing something, they recognize that all these things belong to her parents. Dora sees a red mark on the trunk of a tree there. She says the mark was made in a great hurry. After a while, hundreds of arrows are shot at them. They couldn't understand from where the arrows were coming. Dora takes an arrow in hand and notes that there is a mark on it. By that mark, they understand that the people who ferry across protect him. These 3 are from that tribe. They never want us to go there. Then they all continue to move forward, and after some distance, they see that those who had kidnapped Dora were the members of the treasure hunt. Here indeed they were all searching for that marketplace, as if there they could rob and bring 2 of the golds. Opening grandfather's book, losing hunters paved the way. Going by the road would take a long time for us. We'll take a shortcut through the middle of the jungle so that we can reach the marked neighborhood before them. Everyone starts to follow Dora and proceeds a distance forward, realizing they are stuck in quicksand, gradually sinking into the quicksand. With so much happening, they're advised not to move and lie down, telling everyone to try to come up on top of it. Then everyone tries hard and manages to get out of there. But Alejandro was then stuck in the quicksand. Going down the trend reveals that Alexander is there. Seeing him from below, they pulled him out. Outside, Alexandro cries a lot at that moment. There is a nursing home, but no one there understands her. Dora tries to speak to him in the regional language. The old woman says that no one can reach the marked neighborhood, that their death itself is waiting for anyone who goes there. Vidya also says there is a way to the river from here, and anyone who wants to reach the neighborhood can be taken there by me. Then everyone decides to find Dora's parents. The next morning they move forward, taking a narrow path and fall into a deep cave, where it was dark around the cave and they were sparkling on the ceiling. They felt the stars were not in the right place. In fact, they were standing in the wrong place, so it seemed to them there were different types of statues. Randy finds some levers, thinking maybe pulling one might open a secret door. She pulls a lever from a distance, causing the shake. Water starts coming out from a statue's face. He exclaimed, "Father!" Perhaps pulling it a second time would stop the water, but his assumption was wrong. The other statue's face is there, opened up, and water began gushing out more forcefully. Everyone got submerged, started to get in, saying, "You don't understand, this is an old technology." With this technology, in those times, this place was filled with water, but there is indeed a way to stop the water, so friends found a cover underwater. Everyone tries hard to open it, but no one could hold their breath underwater for long. Couldn't hold their breath for long. Renzi then decides to open it alone, as only he could hold his breath underwater for long. I told you at the beginning of the movie that Reddy has a special ability, and that is he could stay underwater for up to 15 minutes with a single breath. After much effort, Renzi manages to open the cover. Everyone slides through the water and finds an exit. Upon opening her eyes, Dora immediately sees her parents in front of her. Her parents ask, "How did you get so far?" To which Dora replies, "We met your old friend Alexander. He brought us here." Her parents respond, "We have no such friend." Later they learn, actually Alexander lied to them. He is not their parents' friend. He came for the greed of the gold kept there. He wants to loot that old treasure. Then, with the help of his walkie-talkie, he calls his entire team. Alexander and his companions take them all hostage and bring them to their parents, who show them the streets of the Golden City and take them there through a dense jungle. At that time, their pet monkey comes and a small picture undoes their hand ties. The 4 friends realize run away from the back. The 4 of them are bandits. Go to the front and smash it. Some tiles on the floor over there are shining. Thought it was them. It's a jungle wall. They can't even open the door until it's solved. Despite the low moonlight, some tiles still sparkle. So they saw traces of tiles. Choose an animal. They dragged Liverpool's tensions into a 4-man group with whom to open the door. They're right in that door. Alexandra became aware of Olakotaha while on patrol. Might go to the front of the house. They arrived at a room. Look, there's nothing over there. They tried to understand those things, to see some traces. From those stars we can know that the light of the sun is a drop. The light emitted from his environment will form on it. The lights in front will turn on the road where there is sunshine. So they hand over the torch to the books, and with it help, they unlock the door there. When they go inside the door, they get stuck, and on the road above, they keep climbing, looking down. They see large knives standing at the end of the road. If someone falls on it, death is certain. Then, although they say it's actually an illusion of the eye, we go down. We can call these sticks, or so they 4 of them let go of their hands. They start coming down, and at the end of the road they meet a big rock. Then they reach the opposite side. They find out actually it was a strategy to stop thieves that, looking forward, they see a lot of gold, diamonds, jewels, and some statues. They thought these were the hidden treasures. But then Dora sees something written in ancient language. Here you have to offer the deity something that is worthy of worship. Just then Alexandra arrives there. He says, I knew you would find this place. You are very intelligent, so I was following you. Alexandra places a gold coin in the statue's hand. By doing that, the floor there begins to break. Alexandra falls down, and then the old woman in the jungle there. Actually, this knowledge was not anyone else but the rock leaves. She was the queen of the place she had been transferring for so long. She had protected him. The queen orders everyone with her to be killed there. She speaks to them in their language. She says, these bad people have come here only for the lust of gold, but we just came to explore this place. Then the queen tells Dora, go ahead and open the door of this city. Nora takes a pot of water and pours it on the statue. The statue drinks the water. Then the city's big gates open. Everyone is finally... He was very surprised to see himself in the city because he was there. At that time, everything there was made of gold. That's when he comes who had stolen Dora's map, escaping with the statue from the place of the liberator. As soon as they move away from the place, he starts destroying everything there. During the transition, they leave the place with the determiners, and Dora too. His friend, along with his parents, starts to run. They realize that if the statue is put back in its place, everything will be alright. From Dorsa's hand. Running with the statue inside the palace, they put it back in its place. Everything starts to get fixed, and the door that was there seals shut forever. Dora's parents are very proud of her. The young ones have now become true explorers. Everyone returns home. Then we see Dora talking with her parents. Her father asks her, what do you want to do now? If you stay with us on the water, then we can explore many places together. So the movie ends here, friends. How did you like the movie? Tell us by commenting, and if you liked it, then be sure to like, comment. Don't forget to share. Thank you.